shortly, soon as our social media expert connects to our Instagram. Thank you. Our Instagram Live, yes. Okay. Okay.
I believe she's on the live on Instagram now.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Okay, because I couldn't really see her. I don't see her watching, so. Edwina, do you want to check?
Oh, okay. So I think Brianna is on Instagram waiting for you. So once you join,
I'm on live now.
once you join the page, you'll be able to see Brianna on live.
I have to join her page.
Just join her page. At the top of your screen, once you get in, it's going to say Leaders Recognizing Leaders is live. She's just doing an introduction right now online.
Oh, no, I don't see that on my live.
Okay.
Hey, Drew, how's it going?
Okay, so maybe, let's see.
This camera is like so close.
Can you see the page on her end? Okay, so I see Taylor's in there. Taylor, can you give us some insight on how to get it going? Let's see.
How to see the Instagram live?
Yeah, so Jaunai is trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if you look up the Instagram and do you
So I have to come off a live.
Well, are you already on live?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then are you trying to see if everyone else can see on the live the same thing, the Zoom?
No, they just should be seeing my face. I'm gonna come off of live. We'll be back, guys. We're just trying to figure this out. We'll be back. Join us back. Yeah.
Are you on like the Leaders Recognizing Leaders page?
No, that was on my page. Okay, so I see Leaders Recognizing Leaders.
Yes, and then you
Like
just
on your account.
Now I'm seeing Brianna.
okay.
Oh, there you go. You just
request live.
Okay, send request.
and then so let's see. We got to let Brianna know that you are there.
Hey, hey, Brianna. How are you? Can you see my full face? Yeah, it's very close. All right, there we go. Welcome, Instagram. Welcome to all of our 2020 graduates that are joining us on Zoom and on Instagram. We are so excited for you guys. You have new beginnings, and we just are celebrating you today. And this is our gift to our graduating class of 2020, becoming LinkedIn ready, which is a very good tool that we're going to introduce you guys to today, and hopefully you guys will be able to use it. For those of you who are on Zoom, you'll be able to follow along with the presentation. And for those of you who are on LinkedIn, please switch over to Zoom. The information is right there, so you'll be able to see the information. If not, I will be detailing the information as we go along, and we're super, super, super excited. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Those of you who are coming in, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jaunai Walker. I am your trainer for today. I am an LRL, community volunteer. I am a marketing and sales professional of over 17 years, which Brianna's laughing. I'm a speaker and a trainer. I specialize in the areas of sales, marketing, and leadership. And believe it or not, a long time ago, I was actually a high school graduate myself. And I went on to college and I graduated with my bachelor's degree in theater. And shortly after that, I went on to graduate school and obtained my MBA degree in business. And I've been in sales and marketing ever since then. All right. So, first of all, you guys must be super excited. You guys just had your graduation this past weekend, and we honor you, we celebrate you, we salute you. Congrats to the class of 2020. We are so proud of you all. Um, Even though we know that this year's graduation was not the typical or the normal that we would have expected, it was almost just amazing to be able to watch some of the celebrations take place virtually. And people from all over the world were able to see you graduate and to wish you well. And here at Leaders Recognizing Leaders, we so wish you guys well. And that is one of the reasons why we are doing this presentation, to get you guys set up for the future with being LinkedIn ready. So, no matter what is next for you guys after graduation, some people are going to be going off to work, right? Some people are going to be going off to school, off to college. And then there's going to be some of us that are going to take a break, and maybe during that break they'll travel, or maybe they will start a business. Who knows, right? So in the comments, why don't you guys go ahead and list which one you are doing after graduation. Are you going to go to work? Are you going to go to school? Or are you going to take a break or start a business? Let us know what one you are going to be doing next. What is next for you? However, no matter what is next, you still want to be prepared, right? You have to prepare yourself, and you have to set yourself up to win. One of my favorite actors, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Will Smith, but he said, if you are already ready, you won't have to get ready. If you are already ready, you won't have to get ready. So no matter what your plans are, immediately, you still need to prepare yourself to get ready. And that's what we're going to be talking about today on the LinkedIn platform. So what is LinkedIn then? What exactly is LinkedIn? Never heard of it? How many of you have heard of it? If you've heard of it, put a 1. If you haven't heard of it, put a 0 in the comments, so that way we will know. But LinkedIn, it's a social media site. It's a social media site the same way that Instagram is. It's a social media site the same way Facebook is, and Twitter. I don't know if people still use Twitter or not, but it is a social media site. And as of today, the new statistics came out. There are over 690 million professionals that are on LinkedIn right now. 690 million professionals that are waiting to connect with like-minded people on LinkedIn. Now, the good thing about LinkedIn, very similar to your Facebook and your Instagram, it is free of charge. They do have a version of LinkedIn that you can pay a little bit extra for. But the good thing is that for what we need it for, we don't have to pay. Isn't that awesome? We do not have to pay for the basic features of LinkedIn. So with that being said, everybody always says, well, why should I get on LinkedIn? Why is LinkedIn an important social media site for me to start paying attention to? Well, I'm going to give you 8 basic reasons why you should join and really start to pay attention to LinkedIn. And then after that, we are going to go on a virtual field trip. Type in field trip if you like field trips. You're never too old to go on a field trip. Never too old to go on a field trip. We will be going on our first virtual field trip today over to LinkedIn, to the site. So let's talk about why LinkedIn is important. Well, for those of us who are going into the job market, you can get job alerts. You can go onto LinkedIn and you can tell it what type of jobs you're looking for. You can tell it what type of industries you want to go into, and you can set it up to where it connects with you even when you are doing something else. And it can send you an email or it can send you a notification to your phone when that perfect job that you have set up becomes open. That's amazing. The second reason is you're going to be able to connect with professionals, with other professionals. So there might be people in your industry that are future bosses or future mentors. You will be able to connect with them. You will be able to see what they're doing. You will be able to have conversations and communication with these people who are in the exact industry that you are in or wanting to be in at this moment. Number three, you can research companies. You can really go on there and you can see what a company is really about, okay? Now, for those of us who've ever gone on interviews, right? The one thing they always tell you to do is to research the company. Know about the company that you are going to talk to. LinkedIn provides a great atmosphere for you to find out how many employees they have, what their vision is, what their mission is. You can even find out some of the current events that the company is actually out there doing. You can find out what they believe in, what nonprofits they support. You can find out who their CEO is. You can get a wealth of information just by looking up the company profile on LinkedIn. The fourth reason why we should get LinkedIn profiles is because you can get recommendations from people that you have already worked with or worked for. This is a great piece on LinkedIn that allows people to type in a short blurb about their experience with you. They can talk about your characteristic traits. They can talk about what you were really, really good at. They can recommend you to your next position or even to your college. They can recommend. You can simply just ask those people that you know very closely, who knows your work, to write a short blurb for you, and it will stick out there. So anytime a company comes and they're looking for a great new employee, or a school is looking to see what characteristics you possess, they can read those recommendations. Number five, companies will be able to find you. How many of you like it when people find you? Okay, maybe not, right? Maybe not. However, if it's your dream job, right? If your dream job was looking for you, would you want it to find you? I know I would, right? If this company came along with the perfect position and the perfect, like a perfect pay scale, let's not forget that, the perfect pay scale, right? Wouldn't I want that company to find me? And absolutely, because there's companies, sometimes those companies have recruiters that when a position comes open, they're looking for great people, but there's tons and tons, actually thousands, if not millions of recruiters on LinkedIn. And guess what? Their only job is to get you a job. Who could imagine that there are people that can help you get a job free of charge, right? The sixth reason why we want to be connected on LinkedIn is because we can connect with other students. Now, for those of us who are going off to college, imagine being able to put the name of your college in and finding other people who are already experiencing the college that you are going to. And not only just experiencing it, but finding out what groups that they're a part of and what they like and what they dislike. So that way you're already like 2 steps ahead of the other incoming freshmen that are coming onto campus. Now, the 7th reason why you want to be on LinkedIn is to land an international job or an international internship. Internships are really good for those of us who are going off to college because it really gives us real life experience and we get to connect with other professionals on those jobs. And by the time we finish our degree, they may just offer us a position if we did a really good enough job on that internship. And the good thing about LinkedIn is that it's international. It's just not specific here to the United States. There are so many other professionals on there from so many different countries that you would be able to connect with. And it is just a wealth of information and a wealth of amount of people on there that will be able to connect you, especially if working in an international environment is what you're looking for. Now, the biggest reason to be on LinkedIn, and I'm talking specifically to you guys right now, right? Because if you make a LinkedIn profile right now as we speak, you will already be ahead of the curve. Okay, Jay, why would I be ahead of the curve? Because research shows that most college-age high school graduates are not on LinkedIn yet. A lot of people are not seeing the value. They are just not using LinkedIn. Is that a bad thing? It's bad for them, but it's not bad for you because you will be on LinkedIn with a profile. And when those companies come looking for graduates, you will be on there. You will actually have your voice to say, I am available for a position. I'm available for an internship. So it automatically puts you ahead of the curve. Who here on Zoom, raise your hand, wants to be ahead of the curve? All right, I see everybody on Zoom wanting to be ahead of the curve, and I'm hoping that you guys over on Instagram want to be ahead of the curve as well. All right, so how do you guys like our field trip bus? We are going on a field trip. I know you guys are saying, we graduated high school. We're not supposed to go on field trips, but we're going on a field trip. We're going to go on a lovely field trip over to linkedin.com. Now, for those of you who are on Instagram, if you cannot see, please join us on Zoom. We are going to go to a LinkedIn profile, to our CEO, our president of LRL. She is allowing us to visit her. Let me go ahead and just click out once. Thank you, Brianna. All right. Can everyone on Zoom see this profile? Shake your head yes or raise your hand if you can see it.
What profile? Is it to sum it all up?
No, are you still seeing the
PowerPoint.
You're still seeing the PowerPoint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me stop the share and let me share screen. All right. How's that? Can you see the profile now? Awesome. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Kimura. All right. So those of you who are still on Instagram, you still have a chance to come on over and join us on our first virtual field trip to LinkedIn. So how do you get to LinkedIn? So the URL to LinkedIn is simply www.linkedin.com. LinkedIn.com. And for those of you who are watching on Zoom, you'll be able to see it at the top of the screen. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at LinkedIn and we're going to take a look at the different components of what actually makes up LinkedIn. So the the first part of LinkedIn that's one of the most important things is your name. And I just want to thank future Dr. Edwina for allowing us to use her LinkedIn profile to use as an example today. She has a really phenomenal profile, and we just thank you so much for allowing it. But she has her name, and then she also has her PhD candidacy right after. And this immediately lets people know who she is and that she is a candidate for her PhD, future doctor, right? So you want to have your name. Now, the first thing I want to mention to everyone is when you put your name on LinkedIn, you want it to be your regular name. We don't want to use any, nicknames. We don't want to use our fancy Facebook names or put, sayings in between the first and last name. We want to use our first name, last name, and if you use your middle initial or your middle name, you can also put that as well. All right. The second most important thing on your profile is your profile picture. People want to know what you look like. And people will also judge you based on your profile picture. Now, if we take a look at future Dr. Edwina's picture, she has on a business suit. She has on pearls. She has on nice small earrings. She has on minimal makeup at best. This is the perfect picture for a LinkedIn profile that says that Edwina Ward Sheslak is a professional person. And so we want to make sure that when we upload our picture, that it is a professional, we're in professional attire, and it's a professional background. Okay, we don't want to have a background where there's a lot of noise going on, like our house or anything like that. We want to have a professional background. Now, in the back of Edwina, you're going to see a blue picture, and it kind of looks like a map of astronomy, right? This is called a banner, right? Now, what this allows you to do is actually post another picture that's very similar or something that really speaks to your personality or to the industry that you are looking to get into. All right. For example, my background for my banner are eagles because I believe that we should always soar higher than the rest, right? So my background picture is eagles. You can pick whatever you like to be your background, but you want it to be something that represents your characteristic, your traits as a professional. All right, the next thing we want to look at is our headline. Now, right here, Edwina's headline says scheduler. She has a former or a current position located in her headline. However, she has a lot more room to write a little bit more to discuss what else it is that she does as a professional. And I would encourage her to write just a little bit more there just to give a little bit more personality, because this is often the next thing that people will look at after they look at your name and your picture. They will look at your profile. Okay, let's head on down. Does anybody have any questions yet so far? We are zooming right past. All right. The next section of our LinkedIn profile is going to be our About section. And Edwina did a really great job here of telling us in her About section who she is. And for those of you who are on for those of you who are on Instagram, let me just take a moment and read it for you. But it says Edwina Ward is an American international known global youth ambassador, political organizer, speaker, philanthropist, conflict resolution management practitioner, and best known for her global leadership skills, and is one of America's student ambassadors to Europe Cultural Diplomacy Program. How does that sound to you guys? Does that sound like Miss Edwina is She sounds like she's doing good, right? Instagram is blowing up, and Instagram loves Edwina's about section. All right, so she did a really, really, really great job of just telling us who she is in a nutshell. And I encourage you, as a high school student, you might say, well, I don't have anything that's about. I would encourage you to think really hard, or to reach out to your mentor or to one of the LRL volunteers. We would love to sit down and help you write your about section, so that way you can have something that really stands out and it really speaks to who you are. Okay? Now, our next section is our activity section. Now, you want to be extra careful about the activity section, okay? Because LinkedIn is similar to an Instagram or to a Facebook, meaning you can comment, you can share, you can like other people's posts, but what LinkedIn does is it actually captures it so it can see all of your activity, okay? So if you put something that's very positive, encouraging on someone else's profile, it's going to capture that. And anybody that looks at your professional LinkedIn profile will be able to see the activity. So I say all that to say, be very careful and be very mindful of how you showcase your activity on LinkedIn. And it's always a good thing to show activity, to show that you are active, that you are always looking to connect with like-minded individuals. All right. The next part of our profile talks about our experience. So our experience is very similar to a resume. This talks about all the former jobs and our current jobs that we have held. And it talks about the dates and the times that we have been there, but it also gives us an opportunity where we can put a couple of sentences or bullet points that really highlights exactly what it is that we did. So anything that you did on any of your jobs that was an accomplishment, something that you did very well, that's exactly what it is that you are going to list here under each of your positions. Now, when it comes to your resume and your LinkedIn profile, you always want to start with your most current first, and then your very first position will be at the bottom, okay? And you can see that evident here in Miss Edwina's profile. Now, the next part of the LinkedIn profile talks about your education. So for those of us who are just now graduating high school, we might want to list the high school that we attended. We might want to talk about the activities. We might want to talk about our GPA, anything that we did that really set us apart from other high school students. This is the part of the profile where you're going to be able to list that. Okay, and then when you start college, you can also list your college as a part, and your college part will probably be at the top, very similar to how Miss Edwina's is right here, and she is almost done with that doctorate, which is awesome. So education is a very important part because people who are looking for employees and things of that nature, they want to make sure that you have the appropriate level of education for the job that they are trying to fill. So you always want to make sure that you put the dates to show that you have graduated and what year you graduated. All right, so education is very, very, very important. The next section is our licenses and certifications. Now, I was going to leave this part out of the LinkedIn training today, but I decided to include it because I know that a lot of high school students are doing dual enrollment and have went on to a college program or to a career enhancement program where they've actually graduated high school with a license or a certification, or sometimes even an associate's degree. So I left that there, but just know if you are fortunate enough to have any licenses or certifications, please list it. And for those of you who do not have any yet, it's okay. There are a lot of careers and things that you can go into that might not require a license or a certification. So it's not necessarily something you must have, but if you are looking into an industry where licenses and certifications are important, this is exactly where you would list it. Now, a really important part of the LinkedIn profile are the skills and endorsement part. So all of those people that you connect with, those people that you've went to school with, maybe your former teachers, your former bosses who know you well, they will be able to come on here and they will be able to endorse your skill set. And what does that mean? That means if you are really good at public speaking, which it seems like Miss Edwina is really good at public speaking because she had 72 people endorse her for that skill. So all of those 72 people are saying that Edwina is a great public speaker. And anyone that does not know Edwina can rest assured that based on 72 people saying that she's excellent at that, that she would be good for a public speaking opportunity. And there's so many different skill sets that people can endorse you for. And I would encourage all of our LRL students, when you create your profile, to reach out to all the LRL staff and volunteers. For those of us who have worked with you in the past, I'm quite sure it would be our honor to endorse your skill set as a volunteer for the work that you've done over the past several years as an LRL student and volunteer. Right below the skills and endorsement is the recommendation. The recommendations means that these people actually took time to write a short blurb about Edwina and the work that she does and the type of person that she is. Right now, she's received over 6 recommendations so far. This recommendation dynamic young lady, and it talks about how she has inspired someone to be the leader and just left an imprint on her destiny. She's very hardworking, she's dedicated, and how she's just a great great admiration for helping other people, and they called Edwina their role model. Imagine a college looking at your LinkedIn profile to see if you are a great person for them to accept. Imagine a future employer reading this about you, right? Who thinks that they are a dynamic young lady? Raise your hand on Zoom if you guys think you're dynamic. All right, I see some hands going up. We're saying each and every one of you, and each and every one of you on Instagram, you guys are all dynamic in your own way. And this is just a great place for people to come and to acknowledge all of your hard work and the imprint that you've left in their life. And getting to the bottom part are your accomplishments, right? All the things that you have accomplished so far. And I've learned as being a professional that there is no accomplishment too small. If you've won something, if you have earned something, even if you came in second or third place, it does not matter. Fourth place, right? It does not matter. It is still an accomplishment, and it still needs to be recognized on your profile because people want to associate with winners, right? That you have won at something is phenomenal, and we've all won at something. It's being able to communicate that, right? And we want to make sure that people know that we are setting our goals and we are accomplishing our goals. And the last part of our LinkedIn profile talks about our interest, right? Things that we're interested in. We can tell here by Edwina's profile that she is passionate about small business owners that are here in Florida. She's passionate about politics. She follows the U.S. House of Representatives, the United Nations, because she's a global leader a global leader has to have a presence in the United Nations, right? And she also follows Microsoft, right? And there's even more. And if you see the see all button, you're able to click that and you'll be able to see more companies and people that she follows. The other thing too that I wanted to just mention, that not only can people see you, we ask that you guys reach out and you connect with like-minded people. Feel free to connect with myself. Feel free, if we have worked together before in the past, to ask me for a recommendation or to endorse your skill set. And the way that you do that is you just go to your network and you just search. So right here on the page, you'll be able to see your network. You can come right over here and you can just type in a name. This jobs portion of LinkedIn is where you can come over and you can actually search for jobs. And the messaging portion is where we would be able to connect with other people. Now, on the free version of LinkedIn, I do want to make mention that you can only message people that you are connected with. The paid version allows you to connect with people that you might not be connected with, but I want to say it's about $49 a month. But meanwhile, you can send them a request to connect, and you can put in a little note of how you know that person or why you want to connect with them. So let me just go and check the chat really quick and see if we have any questions. Brianna, how are we doing on Instagram? Do we have any questions so far? Yes, good, 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 good. We still have some time then. So let me just come right back over here and share the screen. Don't you guys just love technology? All right. So basically, to sum it all up, LinkedIn will help you be prepared, whether you are starting a business, going off to school, taking a break, or going into the workforce. It's going to help you connect with other people, other like-minded people like yourself, maybe other students. It'll help you connect with your instructors. It'll help you connect with your bosses, both former, current, and even future. You should use your LinkedIn to highlight your accomplishments through your education, your work experience, and from all of the awards that you have won. And the best thing is that it's absolutely free. For everything that we need as high school students, LinkedIn is absolutely free. Now, just a word of advice to you guys. LinkedIn is still a social media site. And so I just want to caution you to never give out your social security number, never to give out your date of birth, okay? Never agree to meet with anyone on LinkedIn, okay? Never agree to meet with anybody on social media. And always speak with a mentor or a parent before you do anything, okay? And that concludes our training. Did you guys have any questions so far? How do we do Instagram? Who's still with us? How do we do Zoom? Good?
That was awesome.
Woo! Good job. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to Edwina. If we don't have any questions, I'm gonna turn it over to Edwina, and maybe she can tell everybody who is on Instagram, I'm not sure if she's on Instagram, but maybe she can just give us a few tidbits about LRL, about why this particular project was important. And if anyone out there in Instagram land or Zoom land want to join LRL as either a student or a volunteer, she can give you the information on that. So I'll turn it over to you, Edwina.
Wow, thank you so much, Jay, for that opportunity to be able to hear from you and to hear your knowledge and your skill set. You really rocked this presentation in the sense of saying that LinkedIn is so vital for young people. It is so critical, it's so important. And we just want to thank you for being able to share with us the details and the intricacies of all of the information that is required in order for young people to connect. And I like how you shared those statistics about how many young people are actually on LinkedIn and those who are not. And one of the things that I think that's also so critical is how we're utilizing technology at its finest to be able to get the word out. So more young people need to understand the added value. And the way that you broke it down, we were able to take notes in our chat. I don't know, we don't have too many questions, but we have the chat just booming with a whole lot of your tips and your strategies. So thank you for the thoroughness. Thank you for your presentation. I know that this is definitely the beginning stages of what we're hoping to accomplish, because that's the goal, to be able to get more young people to understand what it is that we as career professionals are doing and how we are being able to utilize various spaces and to connect to global leaders and to connect to opportunities, internships and study abroads. And so this is so critical that we had this conversation, and I want to congratulate you again as being our presenter. So let's give Jay a hand for that awesome presentation. Woo! So if there are any feedback or comments, I also want to thank Brianna for being our social media rep on the other side. So yay, Brianna! You did an awesome job on our Instagram page. And so I know that the students are here. We have a couple who are here. So I'm going to give, I know Taylor's on the line. I know Kimura's on the line. I'm going to give them an opportunity to share 2 words of whatever their thoughts are. And if they have any questions, they're more than welcome to do so.
Well, I think that the LinkedIn presentation was very helpful, and so it should make like other students want to create a LinkedIn page. And now, because of the presentation, they already have a good idea on how to work it.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, I totally agree. Thank you so much for this entire workshop, because actually I was looking at LinkedIn not too long ago and I was a little bit, what's the word, just hesitant and a little scared, to be honest, because there's a lot going on and I didn't know where to start. So, you know, it's kind of ironic that now we're doing this and that this, you know, entire class was offered to us. So thank you so much. Now I feel a little bit more confident about going in and just basically displaying whether it's my accomplishments, my interests. And I do have one question, and it's about the recommendations. How exactly, and the endorsements, how exactly would you go about asking someone to endorse you or to recommend you, leave a recommendation for you?
Oh, that's a really great question, Taylor. Actually, you can send a message right on LinkedIn. They actually have a pre-populated email that goes right to that person that says, hey, would you mind sending me a recommendation? Now, you can take that and you can tweak it and you can make it your own. But what most people do, and I just did one the other day for a former colleague of mine that's switching industries, he sent the computer generated email to me. I got it. I was able to click right then and there and send him a recommendation, and he just emailed me or instant messaged me on Instagram just in thanking me for doing that recommendation for him. So it's very, very, very simple to do. And what I was going to ask, if it was okay with Edwina, and I don't know about you guys, but I was just wondering how you guys felt. Oh my goodness, excuse me, I'm sorry about that. How you guys felt about maybe taking this one step further and doing a LinkedIn lab where we can actually go on Zoom and we can go back and forth of sharing screens, and we can just do each of our parts together until your profile is where you want it to be. Because I hear you, Taylor, it can be very overwhelming. So if you guys on Instagram and you guys on Zoom want that, let us know. We can make that happen for you guys. Edwina's saying, yes, we can do it. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. So if we don't have any,
I'm sorry, Brianna's talking on Instagram, but I can't hear her. Say again, Brianna. Oh. I'm sorry, Brianna. My phone rang and I think it threw off the speaker on my phone. If you can, would you mind typing your question there or your comment? And then that way, in case other people might have the same question, I'll be able to answer it for them. Thank you. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that, Edwina.
not a problem. So it sounds like we are definitely in the path to have a part 2 of this session, which is actually going to be really good. As Taylor said, she started to feel a little fearful of being able to jump into that world. And I totally understand what you're saying, Taylor, in terms of it can be intimidating when you see a whole lot of career professionals are on there. They have something to put on there. And as a young high school graduate, you're wondering, okay, I just got started. I just jumped into the race. So I really don't know what direction to take. But this is where it's so critical, because we want more young people to understand that whatever it is that they do in high school, we're waiting to be able to share your accomplishments with us. And through this page will be an opportunity for you to be able to do that. And so we encourage you to not just sit back and say, oh, I have time, I'm young, I can wait, I don't have to worry. No, we want you to start getting in the groove of being very active on campus, participating in activities, making sure that you build your networks to be able to have a strong growth process so that we as mentors can continue to support you in all of your future endeavors. So thank you again, Jay, for this excellent presentation. I could not ask for a better person to throw us in the ring and get us started, because we definitely needed this little push.
Push. And it says from Brianna, she just wanted to thank us again. And she said it was very helpful. So I'm glad, Brianna, that it was. And thank you for working with us and being our social media star, because we could not have done this without you. So we thank you so much. She gets an endorsement on social media, by the way.
I totally agree. Thumbs up. And so with that being said, we want to encourage everyone on the call to know that with Leaders Recognizing Leaders, we will continue to do this work as long as you're passionate about it, as long as you appreciate it, as long as you find the added value that we know can contribute to your lives. So for all the young people who are sitting back today, I want you to be inspired even by Brianna's engagement today, to know that sometimes you may be offered an opportunity and this is your way to get in. This is your ticket to get in, to get involved. And so I just want to say thank you again for even coming and participating. But the next time around, we don't want you to just be leaders sitting on the sidelines. We want you to be very active and very involved in the process, because that's the fun about this organization. You get to participate and you don't have to have a special title. You just get to get involved and to be active and to contribute to our society and to be able to be someone who really understands the importance of giving back. So with that being said, our mission statement for Leaders Recognizing Leaders is to teach youth and young adults ages 15 to 25 how to be leaders and young diplomats, reshaping their mindset for community service, educational development, and global communication in local, national, and international communities. We were also supposed to be joined tonight by our chapter president from Ghana, Africa. Unfortunately, she's 4 hours away, so I think we had a time difference. But nevertheless, we want to thank her for expressing interest in our group chat. And we look forward to future sessions like this. And Jay, do you have any final words you want to throw in?
No, I'm super excited for all of you. This is just such a great time for you guys to be prepared given the circumstances all the confinement that we're in, we can definitely take the time to prepare ourselves. And we're not just talking to, high school graduates or college graduates, we're also talking to ourselves. So heed the advice. This is going for all of us, but this is a great opportunity for you guys to take the time to get started on your professional development and showcasing your professional talents and skills.
Thank you so much. And with that being said, we definitely want to not be remiss of the fact that we are in the middle of a pandemic. And COVID-19 has challenged so many of us, including our families. We have sad news that's coming from many different angles. But of course, we want to always be grounded. And this month is National Mental Health Awareness Month. And so we also want to make sure that we take the time to be able to continue to refresh your mind, to be able to nourish your souls in terms of being able to have information that's positive, positive energy. And we want to continue to do that. And so thank you all for your participation. It is now that time that we can conclude our session today. But again, thank you, and cheers to our speaker, Jaunai Walker, for participating and giving us that engaging presentation. So thank you again. In our Zoom room, we're giving claps, and our Instagram page, we're clapping it up. And you guys have a great night. If anyone have any questions, by all means, just reach out to us. We'll be happy to connect with you. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.